Y'all know what it is.
How critical is paid advertising versus just natural organic like putting a post on Instagram and hoping it goes viral versus actually paying for your campaign? I know that you can actually really niche down when you get into Facebook marketing or LinkedIn marketing, or I don't know about Instagram. I've never really done a marketing campaign there, but I know on Facebook you can actually get your demographic narrow to a T almost. Almost in a, I know that you can actually, if you're selling tactical gear, you can target military personnel, or whatever. So I can see the benefits of both, but if you're just a podcast and you're trying to reach people about creativity, is it important to have a paid campaign versus doing just organic?
Well, paid is always going to bring on more, that's for sure. And it is, I don't think it's that much of a myth that organic is harder and harder each day, especially on the older platforms such as Facebook. The more brands are on a platform, the more difficult it is to get in organically, because the people remain more or less the same, and then the brands are more and more, and so the space for brands coming into people's feeds is limited. So the fight becomes a lot tougher to win. But I don't think it's absolutely essential for you to have ads from the very beginning. You could try and expand organically, and there are numerous tactics for that. But I wouldn't expect to go viral from day one or when you have 50 followers. That's really hard, and I think it happens like 1 in a million cases. Don't expect to go viral, and don't expect to gain thousands of followers just because you joined Instagram. Try to take it step by step and celebrate the small wins. And at some point, you're going to find yourself, you've grown so much and haven't even realized it. And in terms of tactics of growing, it's not necessarily, I feel like it's always this expectation that if you put great content out there, people will follow. I think that's just not how it works. People don't simply find great content. It either comes up in their feed, and yes, if it is great, they will follow. But if it doesn't come up in their feed, they're not going to know about your amazing content. So try to find what's your hook of getting in front of new audiences. Okay, it's not ads, that's fine. On Instagram, it can be hashtags. Okay, that's a tactic. Tagging is always a great tactic to get in front of new audiences. You have a podcast. I have an audience. I'm not an influencer, but I have some followers. When you are going to publish the episode, you tag me, you get in front of new people that follow me. So that's always something that can scale. And all of these small tactics, partnering up with other small businesses, taking advantage of other influencers or just normal businesses, followers, is always a good idea to slowly but surely grow.
I like that.
Yeah.
Lots of times people will jump on Instagram or Facebook and just, in your words, spray and pray, just like and follow a bunch of people. Is that a good, like hire the bot and pay the bot to go and follow 10,000 people? Is that even worthwhile, or is that just a waste of time?
Well, you can do it. But if you do it, you have to do it smart. First of all, just following random people is surely not going to work. And it doesn't really matter if you're going to get follow backs from other bots, for example.
I like that.
You need to even if you do that, even if you do it in an automated way or manual way, you should follow other people, that's for sure. And you should find audiences that you think you think would like your content. The easiest way to do that is just to go to a competitor or media that is followed by your audience. You sell your broker, you sell stocks, so you're going to look at Financial Times followers, right? That's just the top of mind example. So those followers would probably are more likely to be interested in whatever you want to talk about. Go targeted there as well. I would start manually, and if you do choose to do it automatically, just be very safe about it, because they will ban your account, and that doesn't really happen with a lot of notices in advance from what I've heard, and you cannot get it back. So be very, very careful about just how great you want to scale. Also, following like 1 million people and having 100 followers in return is, again, not a great look.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, back in the day, I used to do some concert promotion for bands, and it was back in the MySpace days, and that's back when the bots would actually work. But now I don't think it really works that well. So it's just kind of, I mean, back then, like, you could target Phoenix, and you could target 18 to 25 and follow a band and add all their friends on MySpace and tell them about a show coming up. And I think it worked to an extent back then, but I don't think it applies the same now. It's just so saturated and everyone's on Facebook or Instagram. And by doing something like that, it actually, in my opinion, I think it hurts you. How important is the relationship that you develop with your fans or people you follow? Commenting on their page, liking things, does that help exponentially, or is that something that just is nice and you're just getting a better follower out of that? Or does it actually help your growth on Instagram and LinkedIn or Facebook?
Yeah, I think it really depends on the platform and the purpose. I think on LinkedIn, that's amazing if you have the time and resources to do that, because it does take time. I mean, to comment on someone's post, you need to be a bit relevant. You need to read the post at least. You can't just go and say, great, on everyone's content. So you have
Thumbs
to be
up.
A bit. Yeah, it's amazing. Oh my God, you're so smart.
It's not useful, actually.
No, that is too. But if you want to comment, you're going to have to do it with a bit of, actual effort put into it. So I think on LinkedIn, that's amazing because it does help. It helps from a sales perspective. It does help you to grow that personal brand and build your authority across the community that you're in. As a brand, I guess it depends on, it depends on the platform. Twitter is good for getting into conversations, but even then, not all brands are received with open arms. Yes, tell us what you think. A lot of them are just ignored because it's always, you're always going to have a stamp of, oh, they're a brand, they're not a person. As you should try to get in and try to be as less salesy as possible when you try to not interrupt conversations. That's, I think, goal number one.